In today's video, we're going to be talking about a few common struggles we all face in Ramadan. Before we begin, I did want to stress that we are at a pivotal place in history where there is so much research coming to light about the benefits of intermittent fasting. It's all over the internet, and it is something that we really need to absorb in order to benefit from the opportunity to detox given to us essentially by the Creator himself. Okay, so now that is out of the way, let's dive right in. Now, constipation is something that many of us struggle with during the first few days to a week of Ramadan, and this has a pretty easy fix. We just need to focus on getting our fluids in and getting the fiber in. These are two things that it can be a bit difficult because our window of when we can eat and drink is so short that if you are like me, your water intake can suffer a great deal. But being mindful of our water will surely help us a whole lot. And I'll address how I get my water in the next point. But also be mindful of your food. Fiber-rich foods like chia seeds, flax seeds, avocados, whole grains like oatmeal and sweet potato can be so beneficial for getting the bowel movements going and even for softening of the stool. So get your water in and get your fiber in. These two things are essential if you want to avoid constipation. I have a lot of recipes that include all these foods, so I will link them in the description box below, so definitely check those out as well. Did you know that headache you're having in the initial days of Ramadan can be due to dehydration? It could also be the withdrawal from the caffeine and lack of sleep, but dehydration can cause you to have migraines and even fatigue. So here's what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to keep a water bottle with me right after iftar. Of course, begin your iftar with a glass of water and date, so you get your water and your fiber right there. And then keep it with you. Carry it with you wherever you go. If you're going for Taraweeh, take it with you, because dehydration can lead to lack of energy and fatigue and like I said, headache as well. And don't forget that water is in foods like cucumbers, watermelon, and different vegetables as well. So focus on getting your fruits and vegetables as well as your fluids. Drinks like my pineapple lime cooler and my watermelon juice are great options to enjoy without the added sugar. So definitely have a look-see, and I hope you try it this Ramadan. We have low energy because we are sleep deprived. Now, low energy can also be caused by the foods we eat or those that we don't eat. So at suhoor, perhaps you want to include nutrient-dense foods like whole grains, fruits and vegetables. Protein is really important for that satiating feeling of fullness, as well as healthy fats. Now, as far as sleep is concerned, we often want to stay up nights and worship, and it can easily lead to sleep deprivation. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to be intentional and take 20 to 30-minute power naps every day. Write it down, put it down in your schedule, and take those naps, because when we take naps, we can be energized and make up for the sleep that we miss out on during the night. And you want to make sure that you don't stretch that nap too long, because anything beyond 45 minutes leads to sleep inertia, which is that feeling of grogginess and irritability you have when you get up. When I was living in the Middle East, I did see that there is like an 180-degree turn in daily routines for people. People sleep during the day and shop and socialize at night. And although that can be helpful for places like the Middle East where it's just too hot to do anything during the day, I would suggest you do some planning and do your errands and socializing maybe one day of the week, and try and get to bed right after Isha. And also a thing to note here is that when we're sleep deprived, our hunger and satiating hormones, ghrelin and leptin, go out of whack, and we tend to crave foods that are high in fat and high in sugar. Yes, that's samosa. It's calling out to you, and it's not just because you don't have the willpower. Your hormones are setting you up for those cravings, and that sleep deprivation is indirectly to be blamed for your cravings. So if we have goals in Ramadan, then we have to make sure that we have time set aside to accomplish those goals. And we should ensure that we have mundane tasks that take up just too much time, like perhaps prepping some meals or ingredients for your food during Ramadan, and grocery shopping be either done ahead of time or outsourced. Now, I like to meal prep on a regular basis, but I can't emphasize enough how important it is to do it during Ramadan, where you don't want to be stuck in the kitchen all day and focus on your spirituality, which is essentially why we fast and celebrate Ramadan. Now, when it comes to Ramadan, we also set goals for perhaps reading the Quran. Now, it's really important to set goals that are realistic and achievable. So I want you to look at the SMART goals format, because if we have goals for life and for business and we use this SMART goal system for those, I think it'll be really beneficial for Ramadan as well. SMART is basically an acronym for S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for timely. So you want to make sure that your goals are specific. So instead of saying like you want to read Quran, you perhaps can be more specific and say, I want to read 4 pages of the Quran after every prayer. So that way you know exactly what you have to accomplish when. It's timely, it's relevant, and it's achievable. When we set unrealistic goals, it only leads to disappointment and feeling of failure, and that's not what Ramadan is about. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope that you found these tips actionable and that they will help you in making this Ramadan easier, more productive, and healthier, of course. In next week's video, I'm going to share with you how I meal prep for the month and set myself and my family up with some healthy, wholesome meals that are veggie focused, and how I save time in the kitchen. So definitely like, subscribe, and share if you benefited from this video, and hit the bell icon so that you are notified when I post my next video. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.